Oh, I love that. Hey, you cut your hair.
I did. I
Looks
cut it myself.
fantastic. I didn't even recognize you. That is so funny. Yeah. All right, well, welcome. We're going to ground today. So there's always a theme of the class today, grounding. It's always about breathing, quieting our mind. So let's take everybody from the seated position. I'm going to go with that, except for Kathy, of course.
I'm coming.
Okay, so just find a comfortable cross-legged position. Doesn't matter what's happening here, right? And then shift your weight forward, and then shift your weight back. Just kind of rock back and forth, kind of tipping the pelvis forward, getting into the heart space, right? And back, kind of like a cat and cow. No right or wrong way to go. Feel free to close your eyes and then begin to breathe. Good morning. So yoga is about the breath, and that's what makes it different from other forms of physical exercise. It's incorporating the breath. And we've got plenty of physical space so that everyone can feel safe, breathing in and out. And then begin to kind of circle one direction, no right, no wrong way to go. Maybe the head and neck also begins to circle. Feel free to close your eyes. It's an inside job. No right, no wrong way to move. And then come back to center, find stillness for just a moment. And then circle the opposite way. Each breath you take, you kind of drop in a little deeper. And then come to stillness. And then just kind of pretend like you have a little quarter side shape on the very top of the apex of your head. And you're going to make little circles in one, just small little circles in one direction, the size of the circumference of the circle, of the quarter, so very small. And then begin to expand the circle. And then full on head neck rolls if that's okay with your neck. And then come back to center. And then switch the direction of the circle. Start small. Small, like so barely. The only thing that's moving really is like the top of your head. Your neck is kind of stationary. And then begin to expand the circle.
Good morning to you.
And then full on head neck. Let it go. Lubricate that head, that neck, the shoulders. Very good. And then come to stillness. And then inhale, spread the wings. Big breath in, shoulder distance, shoulder distance. And then just take a moment to kind of dislocate the shoulders. Let the shoulders come up towards the ears and look half the time. Inhale up. And then bring the arms back up and then just kind of pivot over to the right. And then take a moment to lift the left hip bone up off the floor to get a really good deep stretch. Then push that hip right back down. And feel rounded on both sides of the sit bones and waistline. Let's circle the left wrist one way, maybe the head and neck circle through, and then circle it the other way. No right or wrong way to move. Let me come back around. What's she doing?
She's doing it better than me.
And then come up. And once again, take a moment to ground down, sinking back, like locking those shoulders back into the shoulder socket, and then just pivot over to the left. And then lift that right hip up to get a right kind of nice juicy stretch on that side, and then push the left palm down to ground down to that right hip joint, that right sitting bone. You're going to feel kind of a deeper stretch along the side baseline, and then circle it up. Let's get on the hands and knees, all fours. We got somebody. Hi. Okay, so begin to close by closing your eyes. Separate your hips, separate your arms, shoulder distance, and your knees hip distance. Can't talk and do this at the same time, believe it or not. And then begin to swivel in one direction, circle around in one direction. Spotlight. Am I muted? You can hear me? Okay, awesome. And then swivel in the opposite direction. I'm gonna leave it. And then we'll cat and cow. And no right or wrong way to go, so just let your breath be your guide. You're gonna bring your left palm to the center and your right arm is gonna reach up. Take a moment to kind of open through your heart space and then circle the right wrist one way, just warming up the joints, and circle it the other way. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, dive on down to the top of the right shoulder. Walk the left hand out in front of you. Close your eyes. So this is your time. This is the time that you get to quiet your mind, the time that you get to meditate. For a lot of us, it's really hard to be still, to meditate in stillness, and we call this a form of moving meditation. Feel free to waggle your hips from side to side up here. A little motion going, fine. And we come back up and we switch sides. Right palm to the center, left palm's gonna reach. Welcome. Oh, good, so good to see you. You haven't gone in for surgery yet. You have? Oh, 2 weeks ago. Oh, you're amazing. Circle the wrist one way. You're my hero. Circle it the other way. Take a deep breath in and then slide. And begin to soften your jaw, soften your shoulders, and just notice where you have a tendency to store tension. For me, it's always my jaw. Culprit, my jaw. And kind of open the jaw and close the jaw. Open the jaw, close the jaw. I love them. They're my favorite part of being out here. And then come back up to center. And then reposition your palms so that they're underneath your shoulders. And then extend your right arm out in front of you with the right thumb pointing up towards the ceiling. Feel free to stop at any point along the way. If you feel grounded, then you can extend the left leg back behind you. And so just take a moment to kind of get grounded, and then we animate the pose. We draw the navel in, whoop, suck it up. We press through the fingers, reach, and then you flex the back heel and push it into an imaginary wall. So the whole body is working, and then let that go. Nice. And we switch sides. Left palm reaches, thumb reaching up towards the sky. Take a moment to be grounded. If you're moving on, the right leg's gonna extend. Just take a moment to get your balance, and then we animate by drawing the navel in towards the spine to protect the lower back, and then extend from there, reach, and flex the back foot, push that heel into that imaginary wall. Feel the glutes and the hamstrings wake up, and then let that go. And now we take a little flow and movement with that. Feel free to stop at any point along the way. Feel free to modify anything and everything, right? Inhale, right arm, left leg extends. Take a breath in. On an exhale, elbow to knee, we're gonna crunch. Go slow. On an inhale, reach and extend. On an exhale, couple more times like that. Inhale to reach, Exhale to squish. One more like this. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. And then let that go and switch sides. Inhale. Left palm, right leg. Exhale. Squeeze. Go slow. Inhale. It's not aerobic. It's actually controlling the movement. So the muscles are engaged, not using momentum, but using mind and body, like connecting your mind to the movement. Two more. I've got ant friends now on my mat.
Better than flies. Any day.
And let that go. And then tuck your toes. And then lift your hips. And away we go into our first downward facing dog. Go easy. Like bend the knees, lift the hips, heels not on the ground, even if they can be on the ground, heels off the ground, so that you can really get into the sitting bones and the backs of the thighs. And then alternate feet. Bend the right knee, sink the left heel down, and then switch. Just warming up the bones in our feet. And then switch. Switch. Couple more times, pedaling it out. Oh, so nice. And then come to stillness and walk your hands back to meet your feet. And separate your feet greater than hip distance. So a little bit of a distance, not quite to the outer edges of your mat, but a generous distance. And then bend your knees and let your torso hang, just hang. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. Clasp your hands together behind your head and neck, and then spread your elbows wide for a breath, and then draw the elbows in and give a little tug on the back of your head and neck. And again, elbows wide, and then elbows in. Couple more times using that breath. Beautiful. And then release the arms and clasp the elbows. So grab a hold of the outer of your elbows. And here you can feel free to work with bent knees or straight legs. A little micro bend in the knees, and then begin to kind of swivel your torso from side to side. Let the head be heavy. The crown of the head works down towards the toes. And then switch the clasp of the elbows. And then let it go. And then release the arms. Last, move here. Clasp the hands together behind the back. And draw those arms up and over. Oh, so good. Keep the arms exactly the way they are. Just bend the knees, come into a deep squat. So have your hips the height of your knees, and then really get into the upper back. Release the arms. Just hang for a moment. And then painfully, I mean so painfully, you're going to inch your way so slow and inch your way back to the top of your mat. Go slow, really slow. If you're halfway there, come back. That's not slow. Find your way in downward dog. Beautiful. Inhale the right leg up and back. Reach, 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 reach. Get long. Reach and push, reach and push. And then lower the leg. Inhale the left leg up and back. Get long. Reach and push. Long, long, long. Reach and push. Nice. Then drop down to your knees. Find child's pose. Soften your lower back. Let your hips drop down towards your heels. Spread your knees nice and wide. There we go. There's your breath. There we go. When you're ready, coming back to downward facing dog. I'm glad you got your props today. Inhale the right leg up and back. Reach, 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 reach. Step it between the hands. Drop the back knee down. You're going to rise the torso on an inhale. You clasp the hold of the thumbs. Right? And then you inhale it up. And exhale. Pull the thumbs apart as you open through the heart and chest. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Oh, open in the heart. 1 more time. Beautiful. And then straighten the front leg. So this is a hamstring stretch. So micro bend in the right knee and flexing the right foot so toes come towards your face. Right? So this is not a torso to top of thigh stretch. Right? This is a micro bend in the knee. And then shave that right hip back towards the back so you can like, whoop, and then tug both hips in towards each other. So you've got a real stable base, stable pelvis. Yeah. And then draw the navel up and in. Whoop. And then breathe a couple breaths like this. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. Relax the brain. 1 more breath. Beautiful. Rebend the right knee. Plant the palms. Little core strength. Tuck the back toes under. Step the right foot back to meet the left. Downward facing dog. So if you want more heat, since this is a level 1, 2, right, feel free to take it through the vinyasa at any point in time. If that's going to make you happy, that's where it's at. Left side, inhale, reach, 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 reach up and back, get long, step it through, drop the back knee down. Inhale to rise, grabbing a hold of the thumb, the opposite way. That's the hardest part of the class. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull the thumbs, break the thumbs apart as you bring it open through the chest. Inhale, exhale. So nice, breath, movement. 2 more, pull the thumbs apart. 1 more. And then straighten the front leg. Keep a micro bend in the left knee. So remember, it's not torso to thigh. When you go torso to thigh, you actually crunch the tendons and the hip joints. So it's more like extension through the upper torso, micro bend in the left knee, and then shave that left hip back. You're going to feel some things moving, right? And then pin the hips in towards each other, like, whoa, pin them in. Nice. And then deep belly breaths. Don't worry about it. Forget about it. You're all so serious. 1 more breath. Just warming up the body. Breathe bend the left knee. Plant the palms. Tuck the back toes under. Step it back. Downward facing, pedal out. Pedal, pedal, pedal. Ooh, so nice. Gazing at your fingers. Step or hop your feet to meet your hands and arch. Keep your feet slightly greater than hip distance and place your hands on the tops of your shins. Am I going to position myself? And then put a micro bend in your knees. And then push into your shins as you extend and lengthen your torso. Inhale, still keep a micro bend in the knees. Exhale, forward fold, release. Couple more times like that. Hands placed on the shins, knees bend. Press the hands into the shins so the shins go back a little bit. And then lengthen through your torso, get long. Tailbone from crown of the head, length, and then let it go. 1 more time, just like that. Hands on shins, press the shins back. Now, press the shins back and engage the feet. So press down through the balls of the feet and the toes and the heels so the whole foot is active. And then inhale, lengthen. And exhale, forward fold. Oh. Bend the knees, roll up the spine 1 vertebra at a time. Take your time. Stack the bones. Go slow. Press down through the feet. Draw the navel in to support your back. And when you come to standing, reach your arms up overhead. And then bring it into your heart center. And you have arrived. Beautiful. Take a moment to kind of like a cat and its jaw. Now it's active. We're going to get into our reptilian nature. So I like to do my sun salutations now with my hips, with my feet hip distance. I have developed some hypermobile SI joint stuff from things that don't really suit my body. So you do what you want, right? But I suggest that you start and try. But if that's not your natural tendency, don't worry about it. Okay? Close your eyes. Let's find mountain pose with our eyes closed. But mountain pose is not this, remember? It's not this, right? Mountain pose is this, where the rib cage comes to the back of the body. There's a rib cage hip connection. Like you had a girdle here. Somebody was pulling it, that girdle. It's not this. This is dislocation, right? This is engagement, right? So now your rhomboids, your whole core is engaged and connected. Now engage to the feet. Press the balls of the feet, the heel down, the inner arch down. Lift the thighs and the kneecaps. Now the arms. You have to press vigorously. Don't let the back bend creep in. Keep that rib cage, rib hip connected, right? Engaging through the legs, engaging through the feet. Now the crown of the head lifts. Take a couple breaths. Full body integration. Oh, it's a lot of work just standing here. Open the eyes. Turn the palms up. Big inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold down you go. Long spine on the inhale. Step it back on your exhale, top of the push-up. Feel free to modify anything and everything. So from here, you can go down to your knees and lower that way. And then come into a baby cobra. Or feel free to do chaturanga, up dog, down dog, your choice. And then in downward, meeting in downward facing dog for a couple breaths, pedaling out the feet, like that cat claw. And then finding stillness for a breath or two. Find a gazing point somewhere between your toes so your head can be long. One more breath. Go lay down. Down. At the end of your exhale, step or jump your feet between your hands and arch. Exhale, bow. Inhale, coming up to standing. I like to keep my knees a little bent on the upswing, not a flat back, because that's not good for you. The unconventional yoga teacher. I just want you to be safe and feel good in your body for life forever. Inhale. Forward fold on the exhale. Bend the knees a little bit. No flat back. Inhale, long spine arch. Exhale, step it back. Top of the push-up. Inhale, pause. Lowering on the exhale. Any way you want to go. Baby cobra or upward facing. It's up to you. Exhale back. Downward facing. 3 breaths. Let the head hang. Let it be long. And let all that tension just float out of the crown of the head. Beautiful. One more deep belly breath. Beautiful. Gazing at your fingers, step or hop your feet to meet your hands as you arch. Exhale, bow. Bend the knees. Stack the spine to come up to standing. Arms reach. Press down, reach up. Pull it right into the heart center. So nice. One more time like this. Beautiful. Inhale. Bend the knees a little bit. Exhale. Long spine, inhale. Step it back, exhale. Top of the push-up, pause to breathe in. Ride the breath out, down. Inhale it up. Exhale it back. You can drop down to child's pose at any point in time. Remember, it's there for you. Ain't no right or wrong. No judgment about what your body needs. One more breath. So much. Step or hop your feet to meet your hands and arch. Exhale, bow. Bend knees, press down through the feet, roll up the spine, spread the wings, reach, heart center. Moving on with a little more flow. Feel free to modify everything and anything. Your practice. Ready? Chair pose on the inhale. Forward fold on your exhale. Long spine on the inhale, arch up. Step it back on your exhale, top of the push-up, pause to breathe in. Lower on the exhale. Lift on the in. Reach it back on the exhale. One breath, one movement. Don't think, just move. Inhale, right leg reaches up and back. Exhale, step it through. Rising to the first warrior. Doesn't need to be pretty, just come up. Inhale. Lower on the exhale. Whew. Right foot meets left. Inhale. Lower exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, back. Okay, sorry. Left side, inhale. Reach it up and back. Exhale, step it through. Rising to the first warrior. Don't think, just move. Lowering on the exhale. Left leg meets right, inhale. Lower exhale. Lift, inhale. Exhale. Deep breaths and downward facing dog. Maybe 5 breaths, maybe child's pose. Bend your knees more. Lift your hips back. Push. Your knees too wide. You're too long. Walk your hands in a little bit. Yeah. Now bend your knees more and lift, push back. Oh, better. At the end of the exhale, step or hop your feet to meet your hands as you arch. Exhale, bow. Inhale to squat. Back where we started, chair pose. And then just press up to standing. Pull it into the heart center. We're building heat, tapas, heat, so we can move the juju in the body. It's a technical change. We're making it juicy. Inhale, squat. Arms reach, look up. Don't think, just move. Exhale, forward fold. Long spine on the inhale. Step it back on the exhale. Top of the push-up, pause to breathe in. Ride the breath down. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. One breath, one movement. Right leg. Inhale, up and back. Step it through on the exhale. Rise on the in. Doesn't have to be pretty. Lower on the X. Right foot meets left. Inhale. Lower exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back. Left side, in and back. Step it through. Rise on the in. Don't think, just move. Lower on the X. Left leg meets right. Inhale. Lower on the exhale. Nice. Inhale. Exhale. Woo, yeah. Those of you who need it, a little lion's breath. Nobody's looking this way. Beautiful. At the end of the exhalation, step or hop your feet to meet your hands as you march up. Exhale to bow. Inhale, squat. Sit back in your little chair. Whoop, press the heels to come up to standing. Pull it into your heart. Close your eyes. Just notice what's shifted. Mitch, bring your toes. Separate your feet a little bit wider. Do we have one more in us?
Sure.
Love it.
I know the answers.
I count on you for that. Inhale, Inhale, squat. Whoop, exhale, let it go. Long spine on the in. Step it back on the exhale. Pause at the top to breathe in. Lower on the X. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back. One breath, one movement. Right leg, inhale. Step it through, exhale. Rise on the in. Don't think. Moving meditation. Lower on the X. Right foot meets left. Inhale. Lower, exhale. Oh. Inhale it up. Exhale it back. Left side. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, step it through. Rise on the in. Lower on the X. Left leg meets right. Inhale. Down we go. Inhale. Exhale. Ah. Woohoo! Line up your pinky toes to the outer edges of your mat. Walk your hands back towards your feet midway until you line up your hips over your heels. Cup your fingers, come onto your tips of your fingertips and just kind of rock your pelvis and hips back and forth. Get some length out of that lower spine. And then find where your hips are evenly stacked up over your heels and ankles, and then let your head in the floor. Left palm's gonna come to the center, either on the palm or on your fingertips. Right hand's gonna come to your sacrum. You're gonna kind of swivel back and forth until you feel that your sacrum and pelvis are level. So not one hip is dipped up higher than the other. And then press the feet into the floor to kind of seal that in. And then reach the right arm up. You may not be able to go as far as you normally can. That's okay. I want your pelvis level and your spine even. Take a breath here. Switch. Right palm's going to come to the center. Left palm to the sacrum. And once again, you're going to kind of swivel back and forth until you find that your pelvis is level. Your hips are even. And then you're going to press down through your feet to lock that in. And then you're going to reach the left palm up. Oh, nice. And then let that go. And then heel toe your feet back to hip distance. Walk your hands back to the front of your mat. Finding your way back to downward dog. Pedal out the feet. Stretch out the calves and the Achilles. Raise up your fingers. Step or hop your feet to meet your hands as you arch. Exhale, bow. Inhale to squat. Coming into your chair pose. So you're going to get rid of, if you have a back bend and an arch here, you're going to kind of just like, whoop, pull the knees forward, the knees a little forward, and the torso up a little bit, upright. So instead of being down here, sinking and dumping into your joints, you're going to come up a little bit. Yeah, and then you're going to sit back towards those heels. Yeah, one more breath. And then press down to come up. And then pull it into your heart. Nice work. Just rise, take a moment. Doing all right? Okay. separate your feet a little wider than hip distance. Grab a hold of your left wrist with your right little pinchers. Right. You're going to exhale and kind of sink down, and on your inhale, you're going to press your feet down and go straight up, straight up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more time. Exhale. Inhale. Now go up. And bring your toes towards me. Beautiful. And now lean the head. And so for me now, like all my left foot's kind of light. Like all my energy's going towards my right foot. I'm going to ground down now through the left. And then come back up to center. Oh, wait. Slowly, like you had wings, you're going to lower the arms. Sacred movement, sacred practice, not just exercise, right? Turning, turning back within to that sacred place inside yourself. Stillness, peace. So easy to get untethered. Inhale. Grab a hold of the other one. Inhale, squat, sit back on those heels, and then push the heels and the feet to come up. And push down to the feet. You can feel the thighs and the knees and the hamstrings and the quadriceps engaged. If you really push the feet down when you come up. It's a whole body engagement, not just bending and straightening. Last time, bend, and when you straighten, push those feet into the floor, and then lean to the left. And take a moment to let the hips be uneven. Right? So when I do that, my right leg gets a little light, right? So now I'm gonna anchor down through that right leg. And then I feel the stretch shift a little bit towards the knee, the bottom of my hip. And then come back up, and then take your time, a couple breaths, like this, and the butterfly. We've done enough sun salutations, so let's just move right into standing poses. So warrior two. So warrior two is not right heel intersecting back arch. That's one size fits all stuff, which I don't believe in, right? Warrior two is the heel kind of comes up to the right a little bit, maybe intersecting the back heel a little bit, so that the hips have some room to swivel. So warrior two, both hips are pointing towards the same side. This is warrior one, this is warrior two. Yeah, both hips. And now extend the arms. And then take your left hand to your left hip, and your right hand to the outside of the right knee, right? And then sink deep down to a 90 degree, and then push that knee into the palm, and the palm back into the knee. For me, I feel that whole hip and thigh engaged. Right? You feel me? You with me there? Okay. Now remove that too much thinking. Flex the wrist and push. And now other way, let the wrist come down and push. And now just circle those wrists one way. And then circle them the other way. Beautiful. And then right arm comes to the top of the right thigh. And the left arm finishes circle. We're going to open up that shoulder joint. Go slow, big, slow, intentional circles. Don't let gravity do the work. Mind, body here. And then switch the direction of those circles. Wide and big. Wide and big. And then your choice here now. You can either stay here with the left arm straight up towards the ceiling, or you can come into the full expression of the pose, wide angle pose, where the right hand comes down, either inside or outside. Inside's easier, right? If you're inside, look at me for a moment. So most of you have a tendency to do this, see what's happening, right? But you want to do this. So that right hip, you want to shave it underneath you and use that right arm as a lever to push into the shin to open up the chest and the thigh. Get big. Oh, beautiful. One more breath. And then push the right big toe like it was a pedal to come back up to the second warrior. Push, 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 push. And then straighten the leg, give it a break. Right, when you do it right, and there's no right or wrong, but when you do it with intention, it's intense. Let's turn the right toes in and the left toes out. So you want to kind of look at your body and make sure your left toes, that the toes determine the position of the hips. So left toes forward, and now if you don't have enough room and mobility in your hip, you walk that note to the side. You walk that foot to the left a little bit. So you let the hips have some breathing room. And then let's get that right hand, right hip. Left hand on the outside of the left knee. It's right on the left knee, the palm there. And sink down to a deep 90 degree. You're going to feel that hip start to open. And then push the hand into the knee and the knee back into the hand. And you're going to feel that left thigh go underneath the buttocks. Yeah? With me there? That makes sense? Okay, if the left thigh doesn't go underneath the buttocks, the muscles, the bones don't stack to support the muscles. That's why that's important. It's not about a crazy alignment. It's about stacking the bones to help support the muscles, to support the tendons. So we build strength in a safe way. Now release the arms. And let's do a little movement here. Turn the palms up, draw the fingers in towards the chest on the inhale. Draw them out on the exhale. Inhale. Like that, draw energy in. Draw energy out. One more time. Draw energy in. Draw energy out. Now left forearm top of left thigh. And then we circle that right arm slowly. Just kind of roll.
Calm. Calm. Oh, good girl.
Lean back into it. Open up the chest. Open, open, open. Oh, so good. And now right arm up towards the sky. You get to choose the full expression of the pose or stay here. Full expression of the pose with the left palm coming down towards the ankle. And if you're there, you're going to push. You're going to use the left arm as a lever to push it into the shin to open up through the chest and the rib cage. Open, open, open. Oh, beautiful. Breathe. Two more. One more. And now push, drive through the left toe. Push into that left toe to come back up to the second warrior. Straighten the leg. Oh, give it a breathe. Turn the left toes in. Turn the right toes out. Couple more standing poses, then we'll get into stretching because I think our bodies are going. I like to put a micro bend in my right knee now. I used to kind of hyperextend and push. But so I put a little a little micro bend, not a huge bend, but just kind of soften the bend. And then you're gonna put your right hand on your right hip crease, like this, right? And then you're gonna push it back. And see what that does. Yeah, let's tilt the pelvis. Yeah, okay, so you keep the upper body the way it is. Now scoop the right arm up, like scoop, presenting, and get long on that right side body. Get really long on that right side body, and then just let the arm go. Wherever it lands is where it lands. If you've gone too far down to the floor, then come back up. So what happens when you come down to the floors? Look at the shape of my pelvis and my spine, right? The triangle pose is this. It's not this. It's this. That makes sense? All right. Micro bend in the knee. Don't hyperextend. Don't lock it out. And then just right up. And beautiful. And bring your back toes in towards me a little more. Now bend the right knee a little deeper. Nice. One more breath. Come up, push, drive. Beautiful. Right toes in, left toes out. Left hand here This just helps you learn what happens with this hip business. Okay. And then the left hand, so the tendency from here is just going to dump into it. But the left hand, you scoop, you're going to get that length on the underside body, modify anything and everything, right? And then let it go. And then the right arm comes up, right? So if the rib cage is coming, is bowing up like this, the idea is to get the rib cage to come down. Beautiful. And we're back. And we're back. Beautiful. Drive that left foot like a pedal to come up. That way you don't have any back injuries. And let's parallel the feet. Nice wide stance. And then you're going to push into the left. Bend. And then push. Bend. And then push. Inhale. Exhale. Down you go. So, a couple options for you. You can line your palms up directly underneath your shoulders out in front of you. If you're hyper flexy, you can walk your fingers back towards your toes. Right. Inhale, bend the knees. You're going to bend the knees a little bit, and you're going to scoop, arch up. You're going to find long. So the tailbone lifts up, the crown of the head reaches, and then an exhale, let it all go. One more time. Elbows draw in towards each other, chaturanga arms. So they're not out here like up to the side. They're in towards each other. You're going to bend the knees. You're going to scoop the navel, draw it up and in. And then lift the tailbone, lengthen to the crown of the head and the sternum. And then exhale, release. There we go. Feel free to play here. What does that mean? If you want to externally rotate the left foot and you want to, and the right foot, you want to kind of work on some side skandasana, some side stretches, pivoting back and forth. That's available to you if you feel happy where you're at. And then parallel your feet again. Bend the knees, place your hands on your hips, and then round the spine to come up. Never a flat back. Never. Beautiful. Inhale on feet. Press engage the feet. Press. Lift up the legs. Exhale. Grabbing the ankles next. Down you go. Grab your ankles. If you need to shorten your stance to make that happen, please feel free to do that. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. Clasp your hands together behind your neck. Give it a little tug. Release the arms. Hands on hips. Bend your knees. Round the spine. C curve the spine to come up. Press the feet down into the floor. Engage the legs to support the lower back. And back up. Inhale. Clasp your hands together behind the back on the exhale. We take a couple breaths. Back bending. Engage the legs. Press the feet down to support that lower back. Draw the shoulder blades in towards each other. And then look up towards the sky if it doesn't hurt your neck. Take a couple breaths. One more breath. Take an inhale on your exhale. You come down. Bend the knees slightly. And then reach the hands overhead. Oh. That's good. You want to play here with some variations. You could drop both arms down to the right, bend the left knee, straighten the right leg. You can switch to the other side. Oh, get into those shoulders. Come back to center, release the palms. Bend the knees, roll up the spine. Beautiful. So nice. Come to the front of your mat. Everyone doing good? The head rusher. Check it out. Inhale. Exhale. Long spine inhale. Step it back, exhale. Come down to your forearms. Bend your knees. Set up your elbows so that they're in line with your shoulders. You're going to lift your knees, press through your heels. With the tops of the thighs gaze slightly forward. One long line of energy from the crown of your head to the heels. Push the heels back, draw the navel up and in. One straight line from the crown of the head to your toes. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, drop down to your knees to the child's pose. Ooh. We build a little heat to move stagnant energy in the body, to calm the mind. Rock the hips from side to side. And draw yourself up and find a comfortable seated position. Maybe it's sitting on your shins. Maybe it's cross-legged. Maybe it's sitting with your block. Just lock between your ankles. Comfortable. And this. Side out. Side out. Left palm up. Right palm, top of left palm. Big thumbs barely touching. Left shoulder. Relax your hips to the top of your thighs. Relax your jaw. Stack your bones. Sit a little back. A little back so the crown of the head lines up with the tailbone. So there's a little bit of muscular effort in the back ribs lifting you up. And now close your eyes. You do here. Inhale. Hold your cup. Exhale. You do a count of 6. You do a count of 5 to do that. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it at the top. Count of 6, 5. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, and to the bottom. And 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it at the top. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hit the bottom. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it at the top. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and to the lungs at the bottom. 2 more rounds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it at the top. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and see all those lungs at the bottom of the head. Last round. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it at the top. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Watch your breath. See the breath come in. See the breath go out. Feel about the process of your breath.
Down, down, baby, down, down.
See the breath go out. Relax the tops of your thighs. Relax your hips. Relax your feet. Relax your jaw. Power of your feet. Soften through the eyes. Soften through your thinking. Right hand behind you, left hand in front of you. Twist. Go back to center, twist the other way. Come back to center, inhale, arms reach. Exhale. Then push, don't tug. Just soften it. Elbow. Moving the back body, moving to your ribs, moving the upper thoracic spine, moving behind the neck. Not the sides, left foot out. Right leg in. Left, point, left, okay. Left hand front, right hand behind, give it a twist. Switch the other way. Back to center, inhale. Down you go, exhale, no effort. Don't push, don't force, don't tug. The magic is in the elbows. Let the elbows pull you down. Soften through the elbows. More breath. Come up. Then both legs out from you. Inhale. You can join us if you want. Okay. It's all good. All good. Exhale. Magic is in the elbows. Because one vertical, one breath. Yeah, you don't do this. When you arrive, you release. Come on. Yeah. Draw the knees into the chest. Give me cut. Rock from side to side. Place your hands on tops of the knees. Make those circles in one direction. Circle in the other direction. Draw the knees into the chest. Right arm out to the side like a T. Both knees to the left. Final twist, bent knees. Circle the right wrist. One way. Circle the other way. You're gonna straighten the right leg and push for a breath and then bend it. A couple times like that, dynamically push and straighten and bend. One more time, push and straighten and bend and find stillness for a couple breaths. Pull your knees up towards your chest for a breath and then pull your knees down towards your hips for a breath. Not one, it isn't one that's right or wrong. It just stretches slightly different parts of your back. And then come back to center when you're ready. Pause in the center, take a moment, knees into the chest. Don't be in a hurry. When you're ready, left arm draws up like a T, both hips, knees. Right. Circle left wrist one way. Oh. Circle it the other way. And then we work with a little dynamic movement. We're gonna straighten the left leg and push, and then bend it. Push, and bend it. 2 more times. Push, and bend. Last time. Push, and bend. And now find stillness and feel free to play with the variations of the position of your knees. You can pull them up towards your chest and see where that stretches. You can lower them down towards away from your hips and see where that stretches. And come back to center, back onto your back, knees into your chest for a moment. Pause. Let's find a little happy baby. Legs to rock from side to side. Feel free to do that. You want to take a couple breaths with your legs wide out to the side. Feel free to do that. Back to happy baby. And then place the soles of the feet on the mat, hip distance. Let's do a little bridging. So you start with a little dynamic bridge. So lift the hips and the arms on the inhale. Lower everything on an exhale. A couple times like that, working dynamically, getting the shoulders out of the equation, just really focusing on the hips and the lower back. Scooping the tailbone in and up so it's not a back bend here. You're thinking about rib-hip connection. You may not go up that high. And then find your stationary bridge, whatever variation. You can clasp your hands together behind your back. You can grab a hold of the edges of the mat. You can bring your arms overhead so the arms aren't even in the equation. Whatever you do, you're internally rotating the thighs. You're pressing the feet down. Last variation. Slowly work our way. Some of you like to work on inversions before we call it a day. So if you want to do legs up towards the ceiling, a passive inversion, feel free to go there. Active inversions at this point just generate heat and energy. So it's up to you what you want. Stimulation. Ready Shavasana, you go there. Just an extra long juicy moment in Shavasana. Nice. You want to spend some time in cow pose with bow. You want to start variations of your legs and up inversions and play. Shavasana and Shavasana. Ready for Shavasana? You're heading there now. You have a couple more variations in your poses that you want in your practice. So try not to keep pressing the foot up. And you put your in the first one, and then you put your in the Hana Sept. Another finishing pose is calling up to and you're good. So this is probably the hardest part of the class, which is like undoing your doing nothing and being receptive to the concept of just being in stillness. This is the most beneficial of all the practices. Learning how to quiet your mind, how to slow down your circadian rhythm, how to get out of fight or flight. Those of you in Shavasana, you're going to let go of all muscle and feel yourself sinking down into the mat. Switch your left hand in the heart, and the right hand just below your navel, and take a moment to fill ourselves up with loving kindness. Take a moment to fill ourselves up with gratitude and loving kindness. Take a moment to be grateful for all the blessings in your life. And fill yourself up with the gratitude of all those blessings. really touching on a cellular level, so beyond the mental, beyond the physical, into a cellular level. And let that gratitude fill up all your cells. And when you feel complete, you can extend your arms overhead and stretch your fingertips. When you're ready, draw your knees into your chest and take a moment there. And then find your way up to a comfortable seated position with your eyes closed and stay here for a moment with your eyes closed. Just notice within his mind. Take a moment to listen to all the amazing sounds around you. Eyes closed. Bring your hands together and bring your thumbs to your forehead, your third eye, forehead and third eye. And take a moment of appreciation and gratitude for our yoga practice, for showing up for doing something good for ourselves. I'm grateful for all those beautiful souls that we had this opportunity to practice yoga with this morning around us. And then we bring our thumbs to our mouth and take a moment to acknowledge that words are powerful. We can use them to harm and we can use them to heal. And food has the same powerful effect. We bring our thumbs to our heart. And we take a moment to be grateful for the opportunity to give love, to receive love, to receive a conduit of love, for the opportunity to have love in our lives, love and family and friends, peace of soul. And then we bow our heads into a palm and we feel our practice. Taking a moment to just simply be here with our breath, with our spirit, with our yogi friends around us in gratitude. May there be peace in our hearts. May there be peace in our homes. May there be peace in the world. Namaste.